Assalamu alaikum guys, in this video we'll learn what's new in Laravel 10.42. Let's start. First of all, there is a new method added for global options while using HTTP client, and we can define it in any service provider. So here, for example, in my app service provider, I'm saying global options here for headers. Whenever I send a request using HTTP client, set my token value or key to my API token. And here in my web.php, I am sending a request. Let's remove it for now. I am sending a request using HTTP client here to this URL. Now let's back and check. Request has been sent, and if we check the headers, my token set to my API token value. So it's always will be set for this value. If you want to override this value for a specific request, we can use here replace headers with my token or the key that or the value that you want to replace with. So if I refresh again here, I will find that my token value now becomes 123. The next feature or function is unwrap helper method for strings to unwrap strings here. For example, I have this string as we notice, and I want to unwrap the braces here of the array. So I can say str unwrap. First parameter is my string, and I want to, from left side, I want to unwrap this brace, and I want to also unwrap from other side this brace. Back, for example, now I can maybe making exploding, using explode to convert it to array here. Now it comes with array, which is the same job of JSON decode function. Using data here works correctly. The next feature is adding multiple channels for notification facade. For example, when I check the case of this value or of this feature, I open Laravel documentation and I set here notifications, and if I search it for it, it's a use case is, for example, sending notification to the one is not, or to a user is not stored in the database or not registered in our application, external user actually. For example, I have created this mail notification here, very simple, and I am sending this email and I want to write it in my log. So now if I refresh our page, mail has been sent because also to this user because he is not registered in our database. And if I open my Laravel log, let's remove it, send again, I can see email sent from our application to this guest user or to this external user without having this user in our database or without using even notifiable trait in the user model. We can even remove it here. If I refresh again, it will work correctly, sends to time, right? And for this use case, we can use routes method. It also supports multiple drivers or channels like Vonage, Slack, broadcasts, and all other drivers that we know. The next one is adding a new event called job queuing, which used maybe for adding or if you want to log before the job enter to the queue. And here the case, right? And as mentioned, for Redis it works instantly, so you will notice the difference, but I will show you here. For example, I have this job, learn job dispatch, and it log 1, 2, 3. I will remove it here and I will start my queue work. And inside our event service provider, here is a new event that has been added, and I'm using this listener for this event, job queuing, and also for event service provider after job queued, not executed by the way, after entered to the queue, writing job queued with the payload of the job or the event. So if I back again and refresh the page, we can see our job running, done, and if we open our log, job queuing, job queued, there is no difference because we use Redis, it's very fast actually, and here is the payload of the job. We can detect also the job name from here, from display name, value, job UID, and other payloads that we want to check for debugging or for checking the speed. Actually, this is a very good use case while using SQS that takes some time actually for queuing the jobs. The last feature or syntax improvement for password validation rule, you can use max to set the maximum length of password directly instead of using rules max as it here. For example, create customer request. I have added this method. Password must be at least 3 and at most 5 letters. If I use it here and I will send it, password field must be at least 3 characters. Okay, 1, 2, 3 works. If I exceeded the 5, at most it must be 5, but I think there is a bug here related to this method. Let's try with the old syntax, rules max 5, back and check again. With old it works, but I think there is a bug with this new syntax max. Here let's set it to 5 again. It will be fixed, I think, later, developers. Here is quickly what's new in Laravel 10.42. If you want to support me by clicking on like, share and subscribe. See you next video.